Mede Richard Siaw na male host for the Agenda Show. Inti indano ya wanyama bebre yede bremo ewo Agenda Show so very very interesting topics going from asiedun ketian semna ebo babano the security recruitment entertainment enyama na ekosuni no yebe biemu akasa afa ho with you on the Agenda Show. Inti yebeje a short commercial break near Yababak Sisia. That's it.
Are you still driving fuel cars in this modern era? The future of driving is here. KFM Limited, lead distributors of electronic vehicles, have made transportation easy and efficient. Behind me are 3 of their beautiful new brands: Leap Moto, Giomi, and Nami. Come with me. Let's explore the fine details. Leap Moto, let me tell you a bit about its interior. Like you can see, the interior is heavenly, right? There's whole wheel and everything in here is in shades of gray. So we have light and dark gray. Very classic. We have 2 screens to your display. This very screen gives you everything about the infotainment. We have its mileage, how far it can take you. On your journey with this electric car, you can switch it into just 3 comfortable modes. It's either the standard for a regular drive, the sports mode for a fast mode, or the economy to manage your battery strength. If you charge it in about 6 hours, it should take you 310 kilometers. Yes, you can go to Kumasi and back. I get that. Leap Moto, your option, your choice if you're a new driver like myself. Let's try the other. Now to my favorite. It's called Giomi. Come with me, let's toy in it. All you need is this keyless key. You just make sure it's handy and around. And as the moment you open the car, it starts on its own. Like the interior speaks for itself. Glorious black and white. In its all glory, beautiful wheel, and you have a very lengthy screen. Gives you same 3 modes: standard, economy, and sports for a high or fast rider like myself. Now to my very final brand I'd like to introduce you to. It's called Nami, Sky Blue Nami. Come with me, let me tell you a bit more about it. Nami, like all the other electronic cars, is beautiful. Its interior is a glamorous 2 shades of gray, light gray and darker gray. With 2 beautiful screens, this one gives you information and entertainment. This gives you the battery strength. Nami can travel 330 kilometers. It can go to Kumasi and back. If you charge it for 6 hours, you're good to go. You can also fast charge it for 3 hours. Beautiful wheel and everything you need. Nami, my preference everywhere. Do you desire an electronic vehicle in Ghana? We have various payment options, including hire purchase. Contact KFM Limited with the numbers below the screen. We have you sorted.
The Agenda Show. Welcome back to the Agenda Show. In the Yama Bibre or Wa Yebe Kasa Afaho. Na Yebe say a Kai Mose. The Agenda Show happens on Mondays, on Wednesdays, and on Fridays, all at 10:30. It's as a most share say move agenda show at the Agenda Show. Make sure that you have this booked and scheduled on your calendar at 10:30 on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. That's when we run live. Into the very first story, I see a Kanwasem, security analyst, Emmanuel Cotton. He has questioned the fate of an estimated 45 million generated funds from only the sales of forms for 180,000 immigration service applicants. And also, the vacancies were just 1,000. Me who story way, the very first thing I thought about was drew like 180,000 people. Are they aware of what they're applying for? Because the very first thing you think about is, do they even know that 1,000 vacancies spend all? That's the first thing. Are they aware it's just 1,000 vacancies? And also, are they aware of what immigration service really is? Well, it's immigration service. You take and now for more the training, the job itself, and yeah, easy. So all of these were the questions that were. Are they even aware of what they're signing up for? And also my perspective, say about military and security. It's not just about looking for a job. It should be more than just looking for a job. I feel like when it comes to security, because it is directly in line with your life and your comfort, it has to be more. But you realize that Ghana, a lot of people go into these security services because they are looking for a job, which is very different. And you also understand, say, chrono ejuma ne ni ha no so kan, but it is serious to think that just from selling forms are more ton afele keke no, the total amount is estimated to be over 45 million Ghana cedis. We are not talking about old cities or new like Ghana cities, right? That tells you a lot of things from this, because I think security, as I said initially, should be for people who have other reasons, right? It's not just say I'm looking for a job. It's because it's not easy, but to see that a lot of Ghanaian young people were signing up for this shows the seriousness or the level of unemployment in this country. 45 million Ghana cedis. And what the analyst, Emmanuel, is bringing to light, and they say 45 million Ghana cedis, na amojijeno. In the end, what are they going to use that money for? Are they going to give it in support of the military, the immigration service? Are they going to build new infrastructure, make things better? And I say, this was the whole point of the tweet that was sent out. Some people are even confused that they actually on Twitter, some are saying, you mean they should have sold only 1,000 forms? Others are saying, say, now 8,000 vacancies, are you expecting them to only sell 1,000 forms? That is another person trying to defend. Say, of course, they have to sell as much as possible if people really want the forms and to get that opportunity. But to think that 180,000, how many people are going home? It's mind blowing. It's not even 50%. It's not. It's really, really, really mind blowing. Obi say the 45 million, there's another tweet. He says the 45 million will be used to pay these recruits for 12 months. That's 3,400 a month. This is prudent financial management by Mahama. Another, I don't know whether it's political. I don't know where it's coming from. Say ni pay nimpa say nambe usus kana aya na on your political, projection. Obviously say God is watching. Never judge politicians and an ordinary citizen the same, because the plight of an ordinary citizen is definitely different from that of a politician. A lot of the conversation right under the tweet, surprisingly, they are political tweets. But I think this definitely goes beyond politics, because this has happened not just under this administration. I see in different administrations, they see repeatedly. This is not the very first time it's happening. It may be that, the number of people applying keeps increasing, but this is obviously not the very first time it is happening. But the question is, should they have capped it? To say that, oh, how maybe because the vacancies are just 1,000, we are giving the forms to about only 10,000 people. That is also a very relevant question to ask, because na so mo bia be ya say na wo ya ask me amubi, but well, how are we going to solve a lot of these? Let's even talk about visa processes. The Gofo apply for different visas for different countries. Anyway, right? You still buy and apply anyway because the country needs the funds, and I think that if we are putting it also in this regard, the immigration service or Ghana needs the funds as well. So maybe more to lead to quality immigration officers. There are so many different ways to look at it. Well, on the topic of this about immigration and security applicants, another conversation about from Asiedu Nketia. Now me say, odi yankin kind tweet si bikakra. Asiedu Nketia e posti for a lot of people, they find the story to be true. What Asiedu Nketia said to be true. And other people too are saying that, hey, when Suswan can't, Papa we pass, send me all kind there, It's all there. You share the video, or judgment. We'll come right after to discuss what you think about this video.
500,000, and you're 5,000, you're 50,000, 500,000. And now, one more empire, a police. And you check 500,000. Nase esi obia opekwai apundom. Yamfa. You found police for 500,000. I hate fun now when you come for clash it too. I for na want you. You know police. And why I never continue. It is how your president. Then you pass 500,000 say, Obia petrol group police here. Make it so. Police in your say, Ocho elect a man, no one me. As I saw follow now, basically, I will be Gianica. Obey, obey. And the boots are conjano. Let's just say, Nipa, we bet me a foul more a few weeks. And just 5,000. 500,000, and I yearly 5,000. And yeah, the idea from. So only a new I minister, there the mouse say, 5,000, 500,000. Over there. I don't see any say, you follow one pay security no envelope. Let's say, you deny one more challenge. Amount pressure no about the boss. Only 500,000 will be a police will run. You can so that deal. So that you so fire service in the and then you call. It's 5,000 yes, 70 woman. I don't have my problems here. Aqua. 18 Muntaka, or also bread. They are friend in a casa, also change nothing. Now, I ask them to say, IGP, say any IGP, I buy. All any bar, obey the I don't know for program. I don't see 5,000 and 2025 recruitment. I mean, Charlie, a few years, since I shall see to seek a someone, Echo Ye Kakanka. And you say, a few media, young woman, in Nube, October, no money. Let's have you. Now, Abia said it's Cassandra to do it. If you are not free and Tinafa, the adults, 5,000. na also eguso a afibia ye increase economy ma ebetimi afa nipa bebree Ghana for security services no ako ebetimi afa wɔn na woyɛ no free hɔ a nokora da hɔ paa ne sɛ aban ankrakye dwuma a obiara yɛbɛtwerɛ appointment ama no sɛ ɔnkɔyɛ aban adwuma ɔman biara nipa ɔtumi yɛ no saa ɛno ti sɛ ɔman ɛrekɔ so a ɛduru baabi a economy no kɔ soro paa no wobɛhu sɛ aban no atumi ayɛ nhyehyɛ bi ama ankora adwuma mfasoɔ aba mu ɛkyɛn sɛ wɔbɛyɛ aban adwuma enti wokɔ America ne UK ne Canada no mu a nipa bebree mpɛ aban adwuma o ɛfiri sɛ ɔwɔ private sector ɛyɛ adwuma a ɛkatua ɛso kyɛn deɛ wɔ aba
I see it in Ketia saying, I so be a obey police, one a bear from family. I feel like 500,000 people, a valid question to ask, to be honest. If everyone is going to become a police person, who is going to be the thief? You know, and this conversation is really driving a lot of uproar on social media when I see Dunketia making statements with. So on social media, it says that on Twitter specifically, to see a friend X, you know, or say, I see Dunketia say, if all 500,000 become police officers, where would they find thieves? And I could just show them back and say, Charlie, nah, this one there, I give up. Another person came to say, this country cannot be real. Another person says, is it really 500,000? Another person came to say, even Lydia Forson, somebody might say actress, no, on the reaction and say, cops and robbers. Cops and robbers, right? So it will be a police one never from right? Another person says, Enoch. He says, so according to him, the disqualified should become robbers so they catch them. Say or country be another person, oh, we know this guy, Olele. He says, you don't mean it. What? But that is mind-blowing. 500,000 people. 500,000 people apply to be police people. I think so when you NDC MPP I think it's a valid question. Say 500,000 will be we are all cops. Who is going to be the robbers? Who is going to be the robbers in this case? And this conversation is sending people. Also, obviously say, hey, this man is really funny. Okay. It's I say it here. Question or Kano, how do you feel about it? Is it a valid question to ask? Say now, so if we have 500,000 people, and that goes back to the Asemana Americano security service, and it's like the reason behind it is me pay Juma. But I think to be a police person, there should be more, right? There should be a bigger reason to obey a policeman. But if money is the center of you wanting to be in a security system, we are getting it all wrong. And that also explains in Nancy a lot of issues when it comes to the police. Last time, right here on the agenda show, we spoke about somebody believing or alleging that he is being defrauded by the Kumasi police, you know. These are some of the things. Sometime past now obikra and omonam kroma najwa yes police for to me stop amo amo phones don't call, don't do this, and they extort money from you. You don't even know if they are real police people and answer move free baby and find move free unim, you know. And a lot of these things are happening because for a rap police service for very wrong reasons, if you ask me. a juma, you know that this is a job and purely for job reasons. But about security, the reason why I always say that it is above just looking for a job is that your life is at risk. You're talking about a nation that you're protecting. Nkrofo lives are also in your hand. Not just your life, but the lives of people are in your hand. So it is a very serious role to take up as an individual. So enye bibia one kasa obetumi asori aka say, oh, nipa ejuma na say security is the only motivation for me to go into the security service. A idea was so you choose to go into it because you want to protect people, because you want to keep the nation safe, you want to keep people safe. Sometimes people even have deep-seated personal reasons why they go into security service. But Ghana, recruiting, I don't know even if they have real interviews. If they do, I'm sure if they are being honest, most of them would say, oh, me fa form na me nye adwuma bia nye ne adwuma be na me nkoye, which is sad. Otherwise we end up recruiting not real security people. We end up recruiting hoodlums. We end up recruiting people who just end up terrorizing the very people they are supposed to protect. And that has been a problem in this nation. And Amjidi say unemployment is a huge part of it. In the security there, it's definitely not. I remember there was this one time, some time back, my father was telling me about, I know military way, me. Military for the wear, because I definitely understand what goes into military. So we want to, the stories are definitely a lot, but I want to take a very short commercial break and we'll be right back with more. Stay.
Are you a musician, church, band, school, or an audio engineer looking for professional audio equipment for your work? Don't worry. KFM Music Center has all the equipment and instruments you need. We have from drums, keyboards, combos, guitars, microphones, PA systems, brass instruments, studio equipment, lighting systems, among others. We import all kinds of electronics and musical instruments from top brands such as American GLS, Behringer, Sabian, Yoga, M Audio, Nutric, Tama, among others. You can locate KFM Music Center at Zongo Lane between the Benjilo Building and the Children's Hospital. You can contact us on the numbers displayed on your screen. KFM Music Center, where quality costs less.
The Agenda Show. And the Agenda Show is a show we are showing on KFM TV. And it's happening every Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, 10:30 BR to serve you your own agenda. We are going into very interesting topics this year. Red means stop. Red means stop. A campaigner, medical, introducing to the public right now. Medical, according to medical, not Jane who say at this point in his career, he's thinking, then I meet me ama youth for no, then I meet me ama Ghana. Say after a while, many years after, meet me looking back, I can say, oh, because of a day where I may problem where I solve it. And Ojinjin Hono, the main thing that came to him, drug use. Nkorɔfo use drugs, any kind of drug. It could be weed, cocaine, all the kinds of drugs. He wants to do a campaign against drug use, and he's calling it Red Means Stop. People are on red. One of the most popular drugs in recent times, red. Nyankofo no man so hangi who so jina who say, it really eventually became popular. In the beginning, all we knew was the common one was this drug called tramadol, which was supposed to be a painkiller. Tramadol drug nanka a painkiller no, but eventually another one came out which was also very popular called Red. Inti your video you bet me you bet shows to see about this very campaign medical air launch
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. For most of you guys who don't know me, those watching at home, my real name is Samuel Frimpong. My stage name is Medical, and today, this blessed afternoon, I happen to be, in the presence of my big man, Don Pablo, and the whole team. I just wanted, I'm going to keep it very brief because my big man said most of the things. You see, over the past period of time, I always tell my people that what can I do to help the society? Sometimes I see people building stuff building wells and stuff, going to schools. Don't get me wrong, I do go to schools as well to share books, help them with chairs and stuff. But I was like, what can I do with my brand that will be so impactful that in the next 20 to 30 years, I can sit down in my bedroom and cross my legs and be like, okay, so this is the reason why there's a reduction of the usage of drugs and substances. Well, I want people to know, Ghanaians especially, to know that I'm not being paid for this. This is out of, my own self, my own mind, to do something to help society, to do something very impactful. So, don't get the wrong message. I call upon all my colleagues to help me. I can't do this alone. You have to help me come back to this, you understand? Because we thank God for having people, all the people in this room. I'm not even going to take out, my manager or my P or my PR or, the media houses. I really want to say thank you, and each and everyone should help us support and combat this. Thank you so much.
Inti eno ye adia medical launch, an anti-drug campaign. So Ojinwa me say it would be very effective because the followers are mostly young people, specifically young men. And where they live, where they are at, in their lives, a lot of them are more prone to using these drugs, and I think him choosing Red, he didn't really explain in the video, but the name of the whole campaign makes sense. It is a pun. Whoa, it's a can't ensemble. Into Red, it's saying Red means stop. You name him say Red says stop. Literally, that's what it means. But utie now Ojin the campaign name this one, which means say it is bigger than that. It is talking about Red as a drug and how that can be dangerous to your health, to your well-being. I think it's definitely a good choice for him. That's all Jane, or the fact that not Jane to give back, and he chose to do a anti-drug campaign. It is definitely a good choice. He would reach the people that is relevant to. Going to a different story, there's a sad story that happened just recently, A 19-year-old SHS student has been butchered by a church security guard. A 19-year-old SHS student has been butchered by a church security guard. Inti story, So a lot of research with this particular story, and they find out and say as to why the church security guard will butcher a 19-year-old high school student. We don't really know what happened, and they say it is under investigation by the police. So the mother is the one that called for the arrest of the church security guard. He's under arrest right now. Akolano, yes, he is in very critical situation. He was taken to one hospital, and because of how serious it was, he didn't call another hospital to get further treatment. So as to what really happened for a security guard of a church, I don't want to mention the name of the church, but a security guard of a church to inflict such harm on a teenager, because 19 years, he's still a teenager. A idea, it sends a lot of curiosity and begs for a lot of questioning on social media. Security guard who is supposed to protect. Questioning about security. And the security guard who's supposed to protect, how come he's inflicting pain on a teenager? Other people are also questioning on social media that could the teenager be a threat? Or no, I don't know, could it have been a situation where security guard tried to protect it? Sorry, what are you protecting? A church is supposed to be like a space where anybody can go into. But then again, we also know stories of situations where music, drums, equipment, so there's a lot of questions around this. Into story way or other perspectives to any of the stories that we are sharing. Get ready for when the phone calls open up for you to do the calling. You can write it down right now so that when the lines are opened, you can do this calling. You can call us on 0246 239 070, 0246 239 070. Now, watch your dream what all the subjects are. Can't want them. Even inside story be anymore. Tell us. We would like to hear from you. Another story. A story where so I trended for a while, but I think the intuitus of the story actually happened with this particular story. So munim antenna show it's quite popular in Ghana. Winning awards share very often. And I think people watch it because of the kind of stories that come there, mind-blowing stories. The stories that make you wonder, say, hey, Ghana, that kind of story shake you in your seat, making you wonder, hey, Inyama want to tell that now to antenna story, and how unfiltered is also another reason why people listen to antenna story. So on this particular show, antenna's show, recently, scammer ebiwo sa show no so na scammer no obaye no o say oye widow na ne ho akire no na o solicit for funds na obi kra de ne ka chese insane pi na ma me ne be kan wo antenna show no so ne so ade antenna show no de onim say nipa ne be kasa sa na sometimes ka nipa nkofo be ka stories as ka nipa no kuku kono me say ma me ne te ho no wa fa ho adwen say eh nkwa me create stories bi na me be ka na me hwe say eja menya sike bi a nti obaye no ka say ni kunewu amo hwa na yemunya I think this camera is not onye bida scam you crowdfund which I say the first time you so they be annoyed. But wait, they probably because it's a public show. Obviously, your face will be on there. nkofo amunim obehu. People reach out on this particular show. I don't know what made her feel say, obetimi abe chantro no obiante. I said, okay. So say yanko intro no chano. Intro number 1. Sana ni kunu osi wewu no. Onwuye. Papa no ho odin pa. One ni ti fie ba kumu. Oba antina show no crime. You show some man the peck and kiss. And so no oba antina show this so. But the woman said, "Oh, I wash black. You know, ni kunewu. Any idea? Antina nya intel no catch lady ne say, "Hey, lady, matese okunu ote ase. Inti odie kanokre bi ewu mu kire yen. Oh, there be we ni ade." And she kept saying, "Say, oh dear, tell the truth. Ina eti ase ho kire ba. Ho kire ba nti strategy timi ba ho kire mu. Ho kire wa strategy ta odwe no. We are creative, we are innovative keke. You see, she was trying to say things to make her feel like, oh, we understand you. It will make me a kind of cry. And that lady need to what no pay muka say ampa. Ya ho kire the man be twa santron. Another side of the story, yes, santron the pe. All ban say, or say papa bi de ne ka. Now papa cry a friend is saying, a friend Master Eric. He didn't be ochusu Master Eric. Or say Master Eric de ne ka. Master Eric unchieske mano amano ho achile ntamon boano. Amon boano Master Eric de ne ka. And I'm sure say and akwa bi nam social media so hu ne ho say order her as Master Eric. Almost me ameti here friend Eric. And so yes me Eric be a mami I have to pay obisika. I have to pay money to someone. And so me nimpa see him very much Eric. No say pa show me picture way me picture at that Facebook. And picture see am there too na me picture at that Facebook. Ni friend mas Eric be a friend me Augustine Techi. Me din the Augustine Techi o. Na me friend mas Eric o. Na ma me kra me nim no. Me nim no. Inti maame ne say ne masa oni ne adwuma opeso otua owo so otua ne kode ne ko masa Eric ntia ne kana inti antina say inti masa pa na re fi ne picture the way the person looks ne ade a wakofa wrong picture my inti scam ne de ne ye very diverse just a corner bias coming Augustine Techi 10 Masa Eric any alive husband alive and kicking yes we Inti inside ni de bebre ni na antina efre mai ye be fa ni free show na say ebo ni dede ho ni ngwase we ni ngwase asema de bia me can say trend for the right reasons trending we trending we trending obani benyi and one thing about media is that things never go away. Ubani benyi na wabehu say oh now me ma me ko you show you crack ko chantro well because ahun chirinti say Ghana dey the empathy ahun chireni empathy no a lot of people get to understand that anyway I don't really know how Antina should handle this issue but this is fraud okay. I don't know, say poverty is good enough reason to say that I am frauding a group of people, but I hope it's handled the right way. So what do you think about this? Sure, no, I always say that I am doing it with you, and I am right here to share your perspective so that we go bouncing off of ideas of each other. In the other stories, yes, see, Jamestown Harbour. There's a sight there to behold. Because Jamestown Harbour, it 2 times. It is serious. There's a sight to behold. I must say the refuse that's accumulating. If you have that footage, let us show it to our viewers right now. That there is refuse accumulating in Jamestown Harbour. Pacho, let us. All right, so there's refuse accumulating in Jamestown Harbour. It is quite disheartening. say ensure, say a refuse or whatever it is. On Monday we spoke about the floods. And one of the things mekasafa our program this one say, in as much as we expect the government to do a lot to support the issue with flooding in the country, it is important for us to realize, say, we also have a role to play. China harbor, where it's supposed to be water, and you might just think it is refuse, right? You might just think, say, refuse be in our well, you will not think water is underneath. Now, flood abba, we cannot blame it all on the government. Yes, the government also has a role to play. Now, say refuse or what, government too can do something about it, because the harbor is not any papa any sister there. But however, how did the robbers go there? It is our people that put it right there, right? Inti, the government should do something about it as well, declaring the refuse, and the people also ensuring that it does not happen. So a citizen be I think the neighboring environment no picture of it, and also a video of what was happening there in order to Twitter, which has started a whole conversation on X as well. Now let's go to very entertaining stories that are trending on social media. Beam Fest is happening in the UK this year. Even though specific venues have not been released yet, or even the specific date has not been released yet, Beam wants to announce to us, say, happen UK. Beam Fest, no? UK, NACW. We had a lot of conversations about the fact that, hey, as I said, sorry, UK. Yeah, a lot of these artists become someone. Yeah, support work near the sorry, UK. You know, it was just on Monday that we're talking about Sarkodie, we're talking about all of these people, and you know, the great work they're doing and all of that. But I say, a woman of valor cry. Just say, Ghana and Yenya should be uncle Biomo. Yenya should just say, oh, to Ghana only visa to travel to UK. Forget it. Forget it. All the things you cannot participate. There is nothing you can be a part of. Beam Fest 2026 in London, happening in the UK. It's happening in the UK, in the London, and just say, you have to have a visa. You have to have money for plane ticket. You have to think about your hotel and your accommodation to be able to be a part of the Beam Fest happening this year, which is quite sad, right? Baby, I'm in Ghana. We are the people that made you who you are. We are the people that actually push your brand. If there is no Beam without the Tema Boys, there is no Beam without the places. You know, there is no Beam without these places. So now, why a Beam area? I think we have na UK. And you got here Shatterfest, and also shortly after the Shatterfest, also say NSRDA UK. Beam ko UK, and also ko UK. In there ko show UK. Now move back also in UK. So it's everyone is just choosing UK. Shatter UK, or this is UK. Hey, this is mind blowing. You know. And in Yamakos were UK now, yes, so yeah, hyping. I must say, oh, we can't be left out of this hype. We need to also do something about it. We need to also find ourselves in the UK as well, because we can do it. Well, as I'm more, yeah, why can't we do it? Oh, so all of these things and more is happening in the realms of entertainment. It is UK entertainment is here. Without your visa, you can't be a part of the ish that is happening with your favorite artist, Ghanaian artist right now. So we'll be back shortly with more. Yepese Yekoje Inkrato Yebeba Sisia.
Medo bena mi Ghana duko do ajakle ho duko kata. Mi cho nyanyi ade vena mi cho Talent Microfinance Limited Gajadopa. Mi wona susu savings, adishare, school buafo, cashback, ple bubwa okata. Nenyebe egajom de mi agbo la letie to megbeko ateun aho gadodo. Kenenyebe egajom vivi la nenyebe o gahia ola ateun ava de ogai kene hia fa.
Tanenyebe mi foncho mi afa jom yo kenye mi afa gadodo nyawa. Business loan elemiashi, church finance elemiashi, salary loan elemiashi, eye bubu li kenye personal loan. Nenyebe mi foncho business loan enye gadodo ikemie nana asichalao. Nenyebe washigba keke alum eleswe we have talent. Mi pepe gede nwo nenye wo shigba lesua ne woge wo keke gede ji to talent pomo nuome nenye be mi fonchu mi afa salary loan enye gado mo mi ke mi vuna mi afa jirudu dollar nke ga nyu he ya va talent wo payslip pe bank statement ye kwenye nwi hia o na kokko ho salary loan le rate mi to keke akeji church financier personal loan va nenye habobo masoli hama eji vufofo sankuo jitao olila ashibobwe kekeake mia flegeno na nohem v choji nto jinwade wale kwereka mpopo kai ganyu heya talent kuna pohe ya ole chagbagba na do tare talent bena wo gado monwa anobobwe nami akpenami
Etibe ya nyafi ke talent la.
Talent Microfinance Jengo Amegan Shipe Ape Letina Tejipo Hotami.
Miape Kapomoye nya 050-129-1298. Hello 050-128-9119. Talent Oga Kwamanu Panta.
Talent Microfinance, your channel of wealth.
Mama Kwaba Bioma the Agenda Show. Now, since now tuning in to KFM TV, the Agenda Show, a show, a kasafa, enyama mo kasafa ho. You are definitely our priority when it comes to the Agenda Show. Agenda more setting, the agenda that we have on our tables to discuss on the Agenda Show. In Yama Mukawansem, Nyama Mukawan social media and on the news, any discussing. Yabasi Kaimu Biom said the Agenda Show happen Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 10:30 a.m. on all of these days. So some way making a date to tune in, now more joining this conversation. If we say more agenda, agenda on the Agenda Show. Into other stories and story abasisia in kofo kanwasem social media and it say meaning the technical part of this but in kofo say there is an influx when it comes to electric car use in Ghana, which a lot of people cause electric cars a good thing. a very good thing, and I think some people are also talking from probably an ignorant point of view. Like I said, electric cars and you're good. Na cause a lot of these fires on our roads. There was one of the stories that came through. Say a car caught fire while stuck in traffic at Ring Road, Osu, and on almost every social media handle, yeah, story way, no. A lot of people can say it is because of the diverse kinds of cars. But the truth of the matter is this. Before electric cars came, there were still cars catching fire. You know, I think naturally as a people, as human beings, adefuphobia, hey, you know. But electric cars cannot be the reason why cars are catching fire. And I think, in fact, from my lay point of view, I think electric cars should be safer because now say but other types of cars are our fuel. Fuel is a huge agent of fire. It's combustible, right? But about electric cars are there isn't much to talk in that area. Also, again, is from my point of view. This is definitely something that we can discuss about. Inti munim munim other perspectives are more. Just call us. We'd like to hear from you or reach out on our social media handles as well, KFM TV GH, and share your perspectives. We'll be so excited to share it with you. Hello? Mikasi Minya. Okay. Now Mikasi Minya caller. Anyway, share the video of the electric car incident at Ring Road.
That is 4x4 wheel drive on the roads of Ring Road, Accra, close to Osu. And the Ghana Police Service, came out with water hoses and fire extinguishers, and he helped put out the fire that has caused the car. It was a guy that was driving the car, and there were two ladies in the car as well. Look at the fire. Fire service also came through to help, but this fire service personnel was just passing by. He wasn't even called. The Ghana Police Service apparently also just came, and look at how the Ghanaian energy of helping people. The motor guys were just all out and helping. Everybody was just putting out this fire as a community. And I was there to just capture this moment, and then decided to post on my social media feed. The car was
Inti, a very interesting side to behold, and I think the biggest thing with this is seeing senior Ghana police for Eboa, the fire service, in quenching of the fire. You see, fire service no senior na nipaneka no kekyo. He is not even assigned to that particular area, but it happened that he was able to step in, and also the sense of community that people were naturally, as Ghanaians, we have that sense of community. I always say that almost every time I'm a veteran, and that kind of helps with situations. People were helping quench it out. The Ghana police coming in to support. It's good to hear good things about Ghana police that seem to face a lot of backlash in our media and, everywhere. So it's good to see this. We love to see this, that a lot of people are saying it was incredible how they came in and swooped in to save the day, right? That's what we expect from police service. Say they are our protectors. There are people that aid us in when we are in need, and we love to see them actually do one of the things that we hope that they keep doing. And the senior Jane Shishena Amu Dume Jano, they really did a lot of good work. So the support that the police offered, because it is not really their role, is it? We expect that it's just the fire service that is supposed to be doing all of these things. And in recent times, whenever there is fire, Yenim say, Yakase fire service one so it is good that there is a different perspective to the story. Say police for and step in this very incident to save the day, and we didn't have to rely on the fire service, to do what we have known them not to do. So very impressive, and we are really happy that things turn out the way it was. Obviously, the car is not the same again, but at least there were no casualties involved, and that's one of the things we are grateful for. Obian say nothing bad happened. Inti, we are so grateful. Say Bibia Echo Ye. Now, talking about cars and talking about things that are happening on our roads, there have been a few CCTV footages about concerning incidents of reckless driving on our roads. And the very first footage is a footage that was, reviewed by the Ghana police. I think they're trying to learn from it. Let's just watch these footages. There are two of them from different perspectives. So let's take a look at these footages and we'll be right back to discuss.
The conscience on our roads. And as drivers are supposed to move at 30 kilometers or between 30 and 50 kilometers per hour on our roads in Ghana. And it's also global and it's embedded in our law. And this is going to be has to be self-compliant. Because the law says that you cannot even drive onto when pedestrians are accessible. But let us see what happens. Neither those approaching or receding, neither of them is stopping. And the pedestrians are trapped. And you can see how they are going to be crushed. And I'm happy that the new law coming, a new law has been introduced by the ministry in the road traffic legislation. The first time, red light has been criminalized. That when the light has turned red, signalized junction has turned red, you cannot drive even onto the line. You can't. You do that, and our camera is sensitive to that to capture it. Turn red, you can't drive onto it. They are all gone. They are all gone. So the champions are backing us. That the president of our country says that our Inspector General Police should be supported by the Minister of Interior and then the Minister of Transport to bring change. It's supposed to stop for those going to Accra to do and look at it. And that is what we see on daily basis. And this also subsists. People are illegally racing and misbehaving on the road, even around Hammond and and we also think that pedestrian lockdown has become a scar in the conscience on our roads. And as drivers are supposed to move at 30 kilometers or between 30 and 50 kilometers per hour on our roads in Ghana. And it's also global and it's embedded in our law. And this has to be self-compliant. Because the law says that you cannot even drive onto when pedestrians are accessible. But let us see what happens. Neither those approaching or receding, neither of them is stopping. And the pedestrians are trapped. And you can see how they are going to be crushed. And I'm happy that the new law coming, a new law has been introduced by the ministry in the road traffic legislation. The first time, red light has been criminalized. That when the light has turned red, signalized junction has turned red, you cannot drive even onto the line. You can't. You do that, and our camera is sensitive to that to capture it. Turn red, you can't drive onto it. They are all gone. They are all gone. So the champions are backing us. That the president of our country says that our Inspector General Police should be supported by the Minister of Interior and then the Minister of Transport to bring change. It's supposed to stop for those going to Accra to do and look at it. And that is what we see on.
me measure video you know internet they be amoka say Ghana yeah we a tontom advert zebra crossing a tontom advert it's very sad when we zebra crossing why dream when a zebra crossing so the cars would have to stop to watch him when no zebra crossing driver no tontom adverts. It's really sad. And putting myself in that situation, I would have definitely been one of the people that gets crushed. It looks like in Kwafuna Namwe, you know, the way they were able to act quickly, they were not crushed. But Kwafuna Namwe Nimno, Obi Oha Nakume Tuo Freezy, I'm one of them. I will move. People are flight, they immediately take off. I would freeze because I'm in shock. I would have definitely been one of the people that, because seeing this, oh, it's really hard to watch. It's really hard to watch, and it is. I think some of these things it makes us as Ghanaians carry trauma wherever we go, even when we leave the country and we go different places that actually respects road regulations and signals and all of that, we find it hard to navigate. So, for example, when I'm trying to say DCB, zebra crossing, because you are coming from a country where zebra crossing is nothing but a tontom advert, I'm still cross. What's going on, no? It's because you're coming from a place where it doesn't mean anything. I can still get knocked down. No, you can't get knocked down. You need several assurances to be able to feel the courage or the confidence to be able to use zebra crossing. Because the pedestrians did everything right. But even if the first car, no, he seemed to have stopped, I think. But I don't know whether it's a failure, break, fail, whatever it is. Hey, this is really hard to watch. And there's another CCTV footage. I'm here racing. Just in Kofu Bebre. Did you see how senior car named Mache? The whole crowd. It just mushed them. A big nyankofo because it was a crowd. A big nyankofo. This is sad. It really is sad. So, one of the things that we are taking from this particular video is the new law. As he's talking about that, of course, at first, you know, crossing the red light was just an offense. But now we are moving into the conversation of it becoming a criminal offense, it becoming crime to cross the red light, you know, and that really is a conversation that needs to be pushed for. And according to the Ghana police, as we saw in the footage, this is something that is being supported by the right hands, the right forces, including our president, that red light, crossing the red light is criminal. It is criminal because what happens is you put people's lives at risk when you cross the red light, and you need to be tried for that. And he also talks about technological inventions. I feel like some of these things were different countries did that, but Ghana but now he says it is available and it has been here for a bit. But I think they are now doing it more. By a traffic light, red lights, it's able to know the time that you passed it. Was it 5 minutes after red? Was it 2 minutes after it turning red? Was it a few seconds after it turning red? And it's also able to capture a picture, including the time that you passed the red light and everything, so that kokota will be able to judge rightfully based off of your offense. In Sesiano, open red lights, be aware that you're most likely captured by a camera attached to these traffic signals on our streets, which for me is good. Your bumpire say any corrupt thing beyond home when it comes to justice and it comes to that reigning before court and all of that, because what we are seeing here could have easily been any one of us. A bit me I am me, a bit me abowo, you know, but we are just hoping, say, the right things are put in order. This does not happen to any of us or the people we love. It's a very sad story, and it's not just a particular situation, as the Ghana police is saying. A idea it happen very often. You see that your road so or say about almost normal, you know. So, and I think the biggest issue is the road regulations that are not respected. That is what is causing these issues. So we hope things definitely get better. So we are going to the happy side of things. We are mamu happy kakra, mamu we kakra, mamu serious issue kakra. That is why the agenda show is here to dissect issues to bring your agenda right back to you for us to discuss. See, we are going a little bit more in, you know, happy memories, nostalgia. You know, one thing about music is powerful. Enyom powerful say. Obi to me catch me say, hey, anopa sorry not seeing you way anama wa kind of grandpa that be. Not only does he remember the grandfather no, but ultimate sense. When you say new to mouth sense. A mouth sense, I say literally, and it happens to me too. Sometimes a mammy taste. That's how powerful music is. So you smell, you will taste just because you've heard music. For some people, I'm going to say certain types of music on our particular tracks are not what kind of grandfather. I'll be saying, oh, my kind perfume grandfather you see it. When I hear it, I literally smell the perfume. I literally smell it in my room. My father's a Kellout cream. Some guy Kellout. Is it still on the market? You know, these things, you know, people have these memories and they are triggered by music. Even obi wo crowd tell your man fufu taste na banana and oh kai Sunday and opa mun none in the family the mun di fufu, and that is me, by the way. There are certain types of music I'm here fufu taste and never take so there are different things and beautiful memories that come to you when you hear music. Music is a powerful thing. And talking about that, Pulse Ghana recently highlighted the pioneering work of Osibisa. You know, Inti Osibisa in there, your videos, we want to take you down memory lane small. Oh, Osibisa, everybody, you want to do it. You know, those interesting songs, beautiful music that our fathers used to play, our mothers, grandfathers, grandmothers used to play. Today we're going to take you down memory lane as we celebrate this group. Let's take a look.
As night fades up, faded by the sun, 10,000 men stand high on the hill, and our silence as the years to still. 10,000 men come over the kill, the vultures fly, the wind is high, the warrior fights, the battle of fun, the scavenger sways, each man gets paid, death is late, the battle of fun.
Oh, it's really really a delight hearing these songs. It really took me back to cantata po. You know, sundown or power free sorry bar cantata music. Oh, Charlie, and I don't know. There's something about Osibisa, this band. It's like their choices of songs, the music, the feeling. I don't know what spirit is in them to create this lovely music. Cantata pana wunya cantata ebo ofi asore ba o ma mi tia wetia fufuo si fifi na mo hwe cantata na nwumi bo na it's just oh god, lovely memories. And that's why we love to hear these songs. It just brings us so much nostalgia. Ya kana nwumi basa ni it say fufuo na adi taste kra aben kwani taste extra better with this music opening cantata and all of that, the Sunday vibes. Oh, it's all so lovely. Inti yeah shisha we na ni adwen say so sibisa. How did they even come to be? And where are they now? What's going on in their lives? Well, in himself, the Osibisa band, you know, it was founded in London in 1969. And interestingly, they exist till this day. Still, Amoho. They make new music even up until 2025. We're still making music. But unfortunately, the founder, Teddy Osei, Opase, he died in January 2025 at 88. I just love that he was able to have a full life and a long life up until 2025. I feel in my mind, or they don't exist. But it was so good to know that they exist and they still made music up until 2025. We don't know what their plans are for 2026 with the passing of their original founder. But as news would have it, they still exist. Inti, we just love that they will still be around. So we want to quickly get into the gold grabbing. Gold daba. There is gold in the system, and we are looking forward to it on the 20th. Yes, gold daba on the 20th. We nye a gold gold no gold American and yes gold no. This is RNAQ gold, right? In him say last year or year in the birthday was a talk of town for God knows how long. Obia can the birthday once for a very long time because of the people that he was able to draw into his birthday, the expenditure for his birthday. You know, his budget seemed to have been out of the world for a birthday, you know. And I think for a lot of people, that was the very first time we heard of him. Baby free and say bed and the dignitaries and the people, it was like a place to be. If you're not invited for that birthday, that means that you're not relevant, right? In Tina and Kofor, we deem relevant were all present at his birthday and was the talk of town for so long. But this year, or see, he's taking it a notch higher. Now, Samuel last year was bigger. This year is going to be bigger. And he's taking it from a different point of view. Say last year, the other night, say it's exclusive. As in Nenya access. But now, he's opening it up to 1,000 ordinary citizens that follow him on social media. So if you don't follow him, I'll just say, follow him now. Follow him now. Now, thousands of the adults. And the slots for it, and security vacancies in IAP. There's a match. But let's just hope that this 1,000 is filled by people that actually deserve to get the 1,000, the gold, I mean. So I'll say he's giving it to 1,000 people. So moon follow no, right? But I imagine say or the man call for crowd, the man call for follow no in the beginning. You go for 3 days for I follow no. You people are not loyal. If RNAQ is listening, hey, they are not the loyal ones, okay? Look for those who followed you in the beginning, right? Look for those ones and give them 1,000. Give them the 1,000 gold, 2,000 people, right? But I know, say news way by, you know. Me, I just say the followers are triple. it would double because or people just don't have hope. But I think generally all it takes is just to click the follow button, so people just do it, right? Hopefully they are called. Yeah, so that's what RNAQ is saying. More share footages of the gold or the about beginning no not no can but the Siaw, he's showing videos of the gold that he will be giving out. And as you know, gold is of value. Inti obi apeso nyebi. When you gold DB. One might be alcohol. So I no so dear. Who will be able to see it. But anyway, let us shift from our pain and focus on the future. The future is RNAQ, who is giving out gold for free. You know, and it's happening on his birthday. Intino, we a follower of RNAQ, look forward to getting gold. Okay. Hope for the best. Have faith. Right? It could be you on his birthday, celebrating his birthday with you. Bet me afraid. Say, Beje a gold bars yibi. Indeed, still, ye be a lines no. You can definitely call us or text us on 0246 239 070. 0246 239 070. Now I check Wadjane on any of the issues that we have discussed today. But a lot of people, I'm about to say RNAQ by any birthday dear, and he's definitely going to give gold out any idea. But still, amun yindi say o follow krana obenye because or Jane the followers are RNAQ wana. What are the odds that he'll be chosen? So when they say RNAQ, RNAQ, but I mean breaking it down, I mean that is just the initials for his actual name. His actual name is Richard Ni Amakwe, and a lot of people are asking, say Richard Ni Amakwe no, or yeah, why? You know, he's just an entrepreneur. He's a Ghanaian entrepreneur and an investor. He's the founder of Bills and Quick Angels Limited. And as at April 2025, he stepped down as the CEO and board chairman of Quick Angels Limited and board chairman of Bills Microcredit. You know, so his history is out there and what he does is out there. So I think it gives a lot of people confidence in engaging with him. Inti media may mouth small advice, so small advice who they will follow nikeke. You never know. You never know. It is better bet than the 180,000 youth lining up for 1,000 vacancies for security jobs. Right? It's better because I don't know. We all they have to do is to follow, but all they have to do is to buy forms and go through hell for them to get the roles. But anyway, I think that is all for the agenda for today. It has been great fun with all of you right here on the Agenda Show. In Yamani discussing, it was definitely the agenda that you set is the agenda yedebremu. Instead, our Sibibre say more tuning in to today's show and mutie me and engage. We encourage you to follow us on our social media platforms, KFM TV GH, and continue to engage with us. What's the stories? Discuss what the agenda show. You can definitely post it, mention us, tag us, or even send it to us so that we can discuss it right here on the agenda show. Midinde Richard Siaw and Mede Agenda Show Ebremo. Bye bye.